Hi, and welcome back to Yoga with Tim, which is, we have my friend here, Michelle. She teaches yoga in Mexico, and we're going to be practicing today. Now, this is a concept that I feel is very important, and when I first started yoga, it was something that I struggled with, and I noticed when I first started teaching Michelle, what were you, like 18 years old when you first started taking class?
Yeah.
18 years old when she started, she had the same thing going on, and so this is the concept we're going to work with today. When your yoga teacher tells you to open your chest because you have years of posture like this or whatever, or this is your tendency, when we go to open the chest, and let's just stand up to do this so we could show them. The tendency when you go to open up your chest is to borrow from your waist, to let your waist sink forward and to sling the shoulders back behind you. So one of the things that I started working with Michelle is keeping the core integrated and thinking less about throwing the shoulders behind, but instead of just spreading and spreading equally across the front and the back. Because all it does when you sling your shoulders back, it just hides your upper back tension. And then you never really deal with it. And the posture gets worse, you get more tension that way. So we're gonna focus today on integrating from the core and then spreading from the front and the back. And then we're gonna do a little mobility with our friend, the foam roller. So if you have a foam roller, grab that. If you don't, you can use something that acts like a foam roller. Sound good? Okay. So we're going to use this halfway through. But to start off, let's come up to the top of the mat. Stand at the top of your mat, and we're going to do the cactus arm warm-up. So as you inhale, reach your arms straight up to the ceiling. Imagine your back's up against the wall. And then as you exhale, bend your elbows out to the side, like you're bringing them back against the wall, and engage your back muscles without your ribs pushing out, middle in. Inhale your arms back up. And exhale, bend your elbows out to the side. Inhale the arms straight up, reach down through your heels. Exhale, bend your elbows out to the side. One more time. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, bend your elbows out to the side. Feel your back muscles engage. Then inhale your arms up. Spread your arms and fold forward. Inhale, come into a flat back. Step back into plank pose. Lie down onto your belly. Stretch your arms all the way forward. Let's wake up those back muscles again. Exhale, bend your elbows back into cactus position. The knees point straight down, all 10 of the toes stretch straight back. Inhale your arms forward and reach through the crown of your head, neck long. Exhale, bend back into cactus position. Keep your middle in, your lower back long. Inhale your arms forward. Exhale, come back into cactus. Last one, inhale, arms forward. Tailbone lengthens. Exhale, back into cactus. Feel your legs engage, like I put a block in between your thighs and you're squeezing in, squeeze, and then lower yourself back down. Press up into plank, hands and knees, or right up into plank, and stretch back into down dog. Keeping your middle in, open up your cobra hood and raise your right leg up. Bring your knee to your chest, shift into plank, pull up, and step your foot all the way up by your thumb. Now lower your back knee down, hands onto your right knee, press down and lift up from your middle. So even here, the tendency to get the chest open will be to sink through the middle. Instead, pull your middle up and back and then raise your left arm up. Raise your right arm up as well. Then pull your hands into prayer position and staying tall up through the midline, twist to your right and spread your arms. Then bring your right hand to your left hand, come back to center. And as you exhale, twist, spread open again. Inhale, come back to center. Oh, and look at how good Michelle's keeping that outer hip engaged so she doesn't wiggle around. And open back up. Come back to center. Hands down to the mat. Damn, Michelle, you got skills. Downward facing dog, stretch back. Raise your left leg up, but keep your cobra hood broad. Notice the tendency to sink into the shoulders when the leg goes up. Shift into plank, pull your knee up. And step your foot all the way up. Drop your back knee, hands onto your left knee, start to upright yourself. Scoop up your middle, then raise your right arm up. Notice the higher the arm goes, the more your body wants to compensate by sinking into the lower back. Instead, keep your kidney band tall and broad. Take your left arm up as well. Then bring your hands to prayer and twist to your left. Turn from your chest and let the eyes follow, like we practiced on Drishti Day. Stay tall through the midline. Now spread your arms open. Eyes taking in the whole periphery. Breathe down through the central channel. And as you inhale, come back to center, palms together. Turn your chest forward. As you exhale, twist open to your left. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, twist open to your left. Inhale, come back to center. Hands down to the mat. Step back, downward facing dog. Walk your feet forward to the front of your mat. Inhale, find a flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Chair pose, bend your knees, sit your hips back, raise your arms. Stand Samasthiti. Inhale into chair pose. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, find a flat back. Step back into plank pose, one leg at a time. Hold in your plank. Spread the upper traps, blades on your back. Bring your right knee up to your chest. Change, bring the left knee up. Stretch that leg back. Lower down onto your belly and inhale into low cobra. So even in this low cobra, try to get the most of the back bend feeling focused right here in this part of your spine. Long through the lower back and the neck. Then lower your chest back down, press up into plank, and glide back into down dog. Raise your right leg up behind you without sinking in your middle. Exhale the knee to your chest, pull up, step your foot up by your thumb. Engage your right outer hip. Inhale, come up into crescent. Hands to prayer, stay upright. Twist to your right as you stay upright. Then spread your arms out. Back to center, raise your arms up. Hands down, step back into plank. Do an optional chaturanga push-up or just hold in your plank and stretch back into downward facing dog. Raise your left leg up, press even into your hands as your leg goes up. Exhale, shift into plank and pull your knee up to your chest. Step your foot all the way up by your thumb. Inhale, come up into crescent. Engage that left outer hip as you raise your arms. Bring hands to prayer. Stay upright as you twist to your left. Spread your arms out. Turn forward, raise your arms up. Bring your hands back down to the mat and step back, plank pose. Do an optional chaturanga push-up or just stretch right back into downward facing dog. Walk your feet forward to the front of your mat. Inhale into a flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale into chair pose. Bend your knees, sit your hips back. Then take your arms forward, straight out in front of you. Cross your left leg up and over your right for eagle. And cross your left elbow under your right. Let your upper traps spread. Stretch from the tops of the blades towards the elbows. Then see if you can take your elbows forward and up without losing the space for the back of your neck. Good. Now start to lean your chest out halfway. Pause, come into the flat back again. Now firm the muscles in your right outer hip. As you press even into your right foot, uncross your left leg and reach it back into warrior three, keeping the arms bound in eagle. Grow your back leg longer. Keep your middle in, but reach your sternum forward. Good, now bend your right knee and step back into warrior one. Uncross your arms, reach your arms up. Now hook your thumbs, one thumb over the other, and lift from your inner elbows up in your hands. Look up at your hands, but from your thoracic spine activity. Like I put a knee in your upper back and then lifted straight up. Now look up at your thumbs. Go straight up from that part of your spine so that you're not leaning back at all. Go right up over the front of your sit bones. Lower back tall. Stretch through your back hip out of your lower back. Lift those elbows up even higher. And bring the hands back down. So that's a great way to mobilize that part of the spine. Take a vinyasa or just stretch right back into down dog. Whenever you practice warrior one, it's an opportunity to sink back into your lower back flexibility or to move and get the thoracic spine healthier and those muscles activated in your back, strong and long. Look in between your hands, step or float up to the front. Inhale into a flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale into chair pose. Arms forward, stretch them straight out in front of you and cross your right leg up and over your left, right arm under. Now you might say to me, Tim, I just want to create more flexibility. I'm not so interested in being strong there. It's already sore. I don't need to get stronger. And I would say to you, nay, that is not what you want to do. Because the health of a muscle is its ability to contract and release all the way. So what happens when you have a part that feels really stiff, you're like, oh, I just need to stretch it. Nay, you need to strengthen and stretch it so you get it moving full range of motion, like this. Okay, now start to lean your chest out halfway. Uncross your right leg and reach it back. Oh, but keep that left hip firm. Don't let that left hip get lazy. Hold there. Middle in, sternum reaching forward, neck muscles long. Good, some breathing still, I hope. Bend your left knee and step back into warrior one. Uncross your arms and go up. Hook the thumbs. Good, now lift straight up through your elbows. Move that part of your spine straight up. And then from that activity there, look up towards the thumbs, like I have my knee in your back. Don't lean back at all, that'll sink into the lower back. Go straight up over the front of the sit bones. Woo! Stretch that back leg. And now keeping all that length there, could you go a little bit deeper? Oh, but don't sink the thoracic. Hands back to the mat, vinyasa, or just step back to down dog. Good, then, set your knees down. What's it called? Set your knees down, set your elbows down. Elbows right underneath your shoulders and hands shoulder distance apart. Don't let your hands sneak in towards each other, even if you need to put a block in between them, your hands to keep yourself honest. Curl your toes under, lift your knees up, lift your hips. But now, open up the space between your collarbones And like I had my knee in your upper back, start to walk in without the upper back rounding. But don't let your middle sink to do it either. That's where you cheat from. Then see if you can raise your right leg up without either sinking, the middle or sinking into the shoulders and the thoracic. Push your forearms down. Rotate your triceps down. Spread those collarbones. Ooh, spread. Oh, change legs. Pull your middle in and up. Lift up the front of your pelvis. Lower that leg back down. Walk back into plank on your forearms and suffer. Hold here. Press down into your toes. Lift up your thighs. Feel all that heat building in your core. Oh, what happened to the collarbones? Open up those again. Good, just 5 more minutes. Almost done. Slowly with control, lower your pelvis down. Sphinx pose. Woo. All right. So you know my spiel about Sphinx pose, how we can help to take that up into the thoracic spine. You can take the elbows forward more if you feel that the pinch is coming in the low back. Because ultimately, this part of the lumbar spine is going to burn out for everybody at some point. That's why, like, if you're ever like, oh, my back went out, like, what part? L5, S1? Because where your spine changes in its direction and its curve is where it tends to be weakest, less healthy. So we don't really want to try to bend more from there. Instead, we want to create more health in there. We want to be able to activate those muscles instead of just always sinking and pinching into them. Because remember, we got to go both ways, contract and release. Okay, then from here, come back into child's pose. Let the lower back open up. And then we're going to use our friend the foam roller. So come into a seated position, and then we're just going to lie back over the foam roller with it in the middle upper back, right at about the bra line. So for a woman, it's right at your bra line. For a man, it's right where a woman's bra line is. That's the spot you want to go for. Put your hands behind your head. And as you inhale, start to roll your chest over the roller as you reach your hips down out of your low back. And as you exhale, roll yourself back up. It's like heaven. Doesn't it feel great? Inhale to roll over. Exhale to roll back up. Now try taking the roller just an inch higher up your spine. Yep. Buttocks down. Inhale to roll over. Now, something that Michelle's doing a really good job of, she's controlling the back bend. She's not like just going for it because she's flexible in this part. She could just like really hang over this roller, but she's doing a good job of hugging the bottom front ribs in and down so that the back bend goes higher up the back. Then as you exhale, roll yourself back up. Nice job. Okay, now come off of the roller and lie down on your belly. Then let's practice Dhanurasana. So bend your knees and grab your ankles. As long as it's not too much on your knees or your lower back to grab the feet or ankles. If it is too gnarly, then just reach your arms back, pretend like you're going to hold your feet. Okay, now roll your outer thighs down, engage your glutes, scoop your belly up, and then like you had that roller in your upper back, start to come up from that part of your spine. And if you can't go up very high without just sinking your lower back, that's okay. Work on getting the length. The length always comes first, and then you see if you could take the whole length evenly into the back bend. Then the last phase, you're going to start to draw the shins back, like someone's pulling your feet straight back for you. But keep feeling like you're taking the back bend up through the lower back, up into the middle upper back, and then let the head and neck follow. Instead of jamming the eyes back, lower yourself back down. Press up into plank pose. Hold in your plank and turn on your abdominals. Stretch back into downward facing dog. Then come to seated. Sit in Dandasana, legs stretched straight out in front of you. Yeah, put your hands next to your hips. Use your hands to help to open up your chest, but don't harden from this part of your lower back to open up your chest. Just notice, like, if as soon as I said open up your chest, did you squeeze in your lower back? That's what I used to do all the time too. Open your lower back as you open your chest. That's a whole new feeling. Now take your arms forward, which is a different word for forward. Turn your hands, when I talk too much I just start making up words. Turn your hands like they're pushed against the wall, and then slowly take your arms up towards the ceiling, but rotate your triceps forward and descend the upper thighs. If you're a stiff person, you might need to sit on a block for this. That's okay. You want to feel that you're right up over your sit bones. Bring your arms back down. Hug your right knee into your chest. And twist to your right. Oh, nice. Look at how Michelle instinctively, she went straight up to try to get that Dandasana spine again, which is good. Now just make sure as you're elongating that you aren't pushing your lower back forward to elongate. Yeah, that's it. Come back to center, release that leg, and change legs. Hug your left knee into your chest, wrap your arm around, and twist. Come back to center. Now just let that left knee open up to the side. Take your arms up. Cross your thumbs. Just like we practiced in Warrior One, now I want you to go straight up. But we're not going to look up because we're just going to stay in neutral. Now as you're lifting, are you hardening in your lower back? Or can you open up your kidney ribs like the cobra hood situation? Elbow straight, go up. Good, now you can just work on sitting up straight or fold forward. Reach out for your foot. Inhale, come back up. Change legs. Raise your arms up. Hook your thumbs. Go up. Don't let your middle sink forward. And reach forward. Inhale, come back up. Both legs stretch out. Raise your arms up, inhale. Exhale, reach out for your feet. Then lie down on your back for Shavasana, corpse pose. Give the body permission to completely relax. Bend your knees. Roll over onto your right side. And press yourself up to seated. Bring your palms together. Namaste. Thank you guys. Thanks to the witch. If you enjoyed the video today, hit the like button. And yeah, make sure to follow Michelle. Check her out on the Instagram. She does retreats in Mexico, and her Instagram is at me_froggy. Me is spelled M-I, like in Spanish. And well, it's confusing, you know, like at M-E, that's like anyway, hit that like button. Let me know how it went with the thoracic extension. This is a great way, especially if you sit at a computer all day. This is, I think, an important thing that you should start to integrate into your practice regularly. I do this like every time I practice before I do back bends. It's the best. So yeah, if you have a good sustainable foam roller or something you can recommend too, you could drop that below in the comments section. Okay, see you tomorrow.